In viscous version 21, we've now made it much easier to set up non-reflecting boundaries. These are part of this support attribute. If I switch on non-reflecting boundaries, I can choose which directions I want the non-reflecting boundary properties to be in, and they will automatically calculate the coefficients that are needed. Now, to understand how these facilities work, I've built a simple test model. The block on the left has non-reflecting boundaries, the block on the right has hard boundaries. Now, I've already created an animation where we're putting a single pulse into the pile in the middle of the blocks. That will create energy waves in the soil. Now, I've made the soil so it doesn't have any damping properties. Now, in the block on the left, as the energy wave hits the boundaries, it's absorbed into the boundaries and you don't get any reflection of the energy. Whereas the block on the right, you should start to see that there's energy waves bouncing around the model, and that's because they've hit the hard boundaries and have been reflected. Whereas the one on the left, the energy has been dissipated and has disappeared. So this is just a simple test model to check the behaviour of the non-reflecting boundaries. Once you understand the behaviour, you can then put this to work on a bigger model, a realistic model. So I'm loading up a model now, and this is for a pile driving event where we're continually hitting the pile with a vibrating hammer. So rather than just a single impulse, we're having multiple impulses applied to the pile with time. Now I'm going to create an animation of this. I'm just going to make the animation slightly bigger so you can see it more clearly. And I'm going to do it over multiple time steps. Now, this is a slightly more realistic model because I do have damping on the soil as well as the non-reflecting boundaries. So the damping in the soil will dissipate energy as well as the boundaries dissipating energy. And now you should be able to see the animation of the pile being hit, the energy waves being produced, and the pile being repeatedly hit with the energy waves. Now, if there was a building in this model, I could extract secondary responses, or I could look at other design effects caused by the vibration of the pile driving event. Now, this is just a simple model, but I could also do this in terms of a seismic earthquake or any other dynamic event that I wanted a non-reflecting boundary. So this is the new facility in version 21 of support conditions that allow you to define a non-reflecting boundary for dynamic analysis.